When you have arranged the newspapers, I'm very concerned.
Oh, you mean the custodian?
Charlie, someone I hear the name. Is it the name of a law firm or a newspaper?
No, Charlie. Anything goes, man.
It's amazing. Anyway, so it's 6:32, and sometimes before we start, I want to say thank you to my wife. Today is my 10th wedding anniversary. Can you imagine? 10th wedding anniversary. 10 years. Yeah. And I've never had a sleepless night.
Look.
For 10 years. That's the most important thing.
Congratulations.
I've never sat down thinking, Charlie, what is my wife saying or doing? That is the whole story. So, Charlie, this morning I want
Justine.
Yes, so Justine.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah, man.
Because you made the man sleep well.
Yeah. That's important.
It means you are putting everything into practice. But Far preached something this morning. Yes. He said put you to comatose. He said Delilah knew the trick.
Put the man to comatose.
Yes. Charlie, the man broke the thing down. Charlie, this is the first time I've heard somebody preach something positive about Delilah. Pastor Mike. Charlie, break the thing down.
Charlie, don't be small.
They say for put your head there.
Yeah.
They say no, they are young people listening.
So you can't go into details. Yeah. So that's the story.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I see the extra spring in your step.
Yeah.
Coming from.
Charlie, 10 years, man.
It'll be small for
Yes.
Charlie, I'm in Charlie.
When I look at the wedding pictures, I look at myself. Charlie. Yeah, 10 years apart.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's been a productive 10 years.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Absolutely peaceful. So we thank God for that. That's why I'm playing Lumba this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, that is Lumba. Including my wife. So we have
I'm sure by that Justine is just smiling.
Charlie, look at these people. They are making noise. You know, she that open in WhatsApp. Yes. Anyway, so today is the Samen's edition. Good to have you. Welcome. So it's always good to have you.
I met somebody at Stanbic Bank yesterday. He said, "Yes, sir. But you don't come on the morning show again."
No, sir.
I said, "No, it's not my job."
No, he's doing a special operation. He's doing a sting operation.
Lord help us.
Anyway, Kokwe will start with the headlines from the Ghanaian Times.
The Ghanaian Times, yes. 3 die, 20 injured in gory crash on motorway. There's a couple of images here that I'm sure this only scratches the surface of the damage. As we can see, 3 people were killed in this accident. Road crashes are still a major problem. Also, the president has accepted the nomination of Kessie Jabeng as special prosecutor, and he's requesting Parliament to consider the nomination. Court restrains planned Fix the Country demo. We've seen that. And violent clash between Konkumba clans. 1 dead and 8 wounded. 15 houses burnt. That's the page of the Ghanaian Times.
Okay, you have the Informer.
Yeah, a newspaper called the Informer with the slogan "Nothing but the truth" that sells for 3 Ghana cedis. Headlines: NDC vice presidential slot for sale. And it says that it's on sale for $30 million with a question mark. You know that the thing that people have been doing.
They'll put the
question mark. If you are not sure why publish,
putting that in there.
We'll get to that story, but I don't think anybody sells vice presidential.
That can be right. That can be true.
Okay, another one says NDC's 2020 defeat. Atta Mills' spirit angry. A statement that is attributed apparently to Prophet Ajiman Prempe. I don't know whether Ajiman Prempe met the spirit of Atta Mills, but we can ask Prof. And war on Galamsey, Otumfuo calls for involvement of chiefs.
Yes.
And another one, which for me is very critical.
Which one?
Chas appeals to government, release funds for academic activities for secondary schools.
This matter. They are appealing. They said the funds are coming, but they have not yet come.
We will spend time on this one.
Thank you very much. Let's move to the Chronicle.
The Chronicle. Fix the Country demo, Yamutu. High Court accepts police request to restrain organizers and protesters duly served. Yes, I've endorsed Kessie Jabeng as special prosecutor. That's President Akufo-Addo. GPHA replies NDC MP. We observed COVID-19 protocols, and Akufo-Addo is fixing the country. And this is from Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Daily Guide. special prosecutor faces the grill. Another one says, our job is to fix the country. And this is coming from Vice President Baumia. Culture of silence untrue, according to Opon Nkrumah, says that culture of silence may be somebody's imagination. That's the Daily Guide.
Right. The Supreme newspaper, Agboba residents cry. Bernard, this one is true. Me, I can attest to this. As East MCE fails to fix a 10-meter untarred stretch of Hachu Agbogba Road, causing severe traffic.
10 meters.
Charlie, it's
not
just
10
a
kilometers.
small
10
patch
meters.
on a bridge.
And it's causing traffic.
It causes horrible traffic on that road.
Wow.
Horrible
The
traffic.
patch is on the bridge.
It's on the bridge. So there was some repairs done to the bridge,
And
but
then they didn't
finished
level
it.
it.
They didn't.
So you have
tar
to
that
slow
part. So
down.
you slow down, and people have
And
to
this paper is
navigate.
called the Supreme.
The Supreme, yeah, that's the
Wow.
big story there.
Okay.
Also, McDan never put soldiers on land guard duties in Ada. The stallment of Gomwa Achimpim Omanhene flawed.
Okay.
How Boache Jakun was shot and left to die.
Eish.
And Asukwa MPP chairman woos Fix the Country group. Also, Ishmael Ashite to join NPP national chairmanship race.
All right. Let's move to the Statesman.
The Daily Statesman, about 1,000 perish through road accidents in 4 months.
Serious matter.
And then Vice President Baumia says we are fixing Ghana's problems. And then President accepts Ejabin's nomination as special prosecutor.
The Finder, Fixing Ghana's Problems on Course. Dr. Baumia lists first-term achievements. Court stops Fix the Country demo, but organizers vow to challenge the order. Goyle's 6,000 metric ton bitumen plant worth $35 million is 82% complete. USAID commits $19 million to boost agriculture finance in Ghana under Global Food Security Strategy. Road crashes, motorcycles killed 441 out of the 1,034 killed this year.
Hey.
And the president backs Kissi Jabeng
So
as special
almost
prosecutor.
50% motorcycles.
About
Or 40 something percent.
As if we didn't know that.
Yeah, serious.
Okay, Daily Graphic. Ghana committed to media freedom. That's coming from the information minister. And then Lands Ministry orders unauthorized task forces to stop work. The Galamsey task forces and the so-called people who said they are from National Security, only in Ghana.
Okay.
President forwards Ejabin's nomination to Parliament.
Okay.
The new weekend crusading guide. Our job is to fix problems. We are fixing them. This is from Vice President. Asante Achim South Youth, NPP, debunk Galamsey tag. Works and Housing Minister inspects affordable housing project site in Kumasi. Awoshi Pokuasi landowners commend government efforts to pay compensation as soldiers in Ada are not on land guard duty.
Let's do the publisher, then I'll come online.
All right, now the publisher. We will burn excavators. Take us to court. This is from the minister. We are fixing the economy, says the Vice President. Ekufuado accepts Ejabing's nomination and plots to tarnish McDan's name exposed.
CityNewsroom.com. Land Minister disbands unauthorized anti-Galamsey task forces. So apparently there were many task forces working without authorization. Yes, other stories. Nanado still committed to fighting Galamsey. This is Gideon Buako. We will appeal injunction against fixed country protest. This is the convener. And MPP must admit it has failed Ghanaians. This is John Jinapo. So two brothers on the same front page. CityBusinessNews.com. Government must be prudent to prevent public fatigue. This is on new taxes according to Guta. Also, poor handling of COVID by USC's pound strengthening against dollar CD and others. Meanwhile, committed drivers say they may increase transport fares by 40%. MyJoyOnline.com. The lead story. 4 charged for violating restrictions on public gathering at Christ Embassy's Pneumatica night. Also, fix the country. Government is doing itself a disservice if it keeps mute. This is Dr. Kobe Mensah. In other stories, Credits continue to export rosewood to China despite ban. We read this yesterday. And the youth of Ghana are dissatisfied. This is Dr. Kofi Amoa. If you go to Star FM, just listen to the story. Eastern region. Student whipped 25 times at St. Stephen's SHS. Despite law against it. Also, new transport fares yet to be determined according to the transport unions, and our government is one that listens and cares. This is Dr. Baumias. GNA Kojo Ponkroma is on that page, and it says, remind the public we are not in normal times, media told. Also, Akufo-Addo's government has a track record of fixing problems according to the VIP, and police obtain restraining order against Fix the Country demo. So Those are the big stories. Where is your attention for the first one? Are you going to give me a summary of Baumia's statement, or are you going to take me to
I was going to go to road crashes.
You want to do road crashes?
Yes.
Very
Okay.
important.
Motorway, what happened?
The motorway one is so disturbing.
Somebody actually sent me yesterday whilst we were on air that there was an accident and it had caused traffic. But at the time, the person didn't know that anybody had died. So they're saying that people should stop doing kokonsa and move. That was around 6 something in the morning. But the details are in the Times.
Yes, they are. The Ghanaian Times, 3 persons, including a woman, died on the spot. 20 others suffered injuries in the accident on the motorway yesterday. The tire of a Benz bus in which they were traveling from Accra to Tema burst, resulting in the accident. Police said the bodies of the dead are yet to be identified, were taken to the Tema General Hospital mortuary for preservation. The injured, including the driver of the bus, were being treated at the hospital. Now, the Tema Regional Commander of the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, Chief Superintendent William Asante, confirmed the story to the Ghanaian Times. He said the Benz bus was traveling to Accra from Tema. The back left tire, burst near the axle load weighing station on the Accra Tema motorway. The driver lost control. Obviously, the vehicle veered off the lane, crossed the central reservation side of the road, and somersaulted before landing on its side. So the vehicle has been towed to the MTTD yard at Community 1 police station while investigations continue. Now, in relation to road crashes, in the Finder, road crashes, motorcycles killed 441 out of the 1,034 people who have been killed so far this year. That's 40.3% increase over the 737 people who were killed within the same period in 2020.
And you know that January to March had 771, and then April had another over 250. So when you put them together, over 1,030 people died in just 4 months. It's a really serious situation, and the MTTD have been speaking about this. So that's the first story. It's about road crashes. What else is big this morning?
So, Daily Guide. Our job is to fix the economy.
Okay.
Vice President Dr. Bawumia has assured that the Akufo-Addo government is focused on tackling problems which have come about as a result of the global pandemic in an apparent but friendly response to sections of Ghanaians who have taken to social media to complain about the rising cost of fuel and other goods such as cement and iron rods. The Vice President on his Facebook page yesterday acknowledged their concerns and assured them of government's commitment to solve the problems, which he said had been heightened by the effects of the pandemic on world economies. I mean, he went on to, identify specific interventions. I think very brilliant response, if you ask me. And they shouldn't stop at that. It doesn't have to take only the Vice President to do this kind of communication.
Yeah.
He raises the communication level, and the functionaries should take it to the regions and let people understand. Otherwise, people will keep talking.
If you go to citynewsroom.com, Gideon Boakon is quoted. He was interviewed yesterday, and he says the president is committed to the fight against illegal mining, and this was in response to concerns raised by members of the Fix the Country campaign over what they describe as government's mismanagement of various sectors of the economy. And Mr. Boakon on Eyewitness News says, while it is necessary for disgruntled Ghanaians to express their frustration about the current economic challenges, they ought also to highlight the viable initiatives introduced by the MPP government. So, and then he went on to reiterate some of the points the Vice President mentioned in that interview.
Well, regarding fixing the country, the Fix the Country demo, the front page of the Chronicle says Yamutu. And Accra High Court has restrained organizers of the much publicized Fix the Country protest, which was scheduled to take place on Sunday, May 9th. The order, under the signature of Justice Ruby Ayete, stated that the organizers of the protest, together with their associates, officers, agents, assigns, and workmen, are prohibited from embarking on any demonstration on the coming date or on any other date until the restriction on public gathering is lifted by the appropriate authority. So it goes on to quote the judge, and information gathered by the Chronicle suggests the organizers of the protest have been duly served with the court order.
Meanwhile, the conveners say they will appeal the injunction in court. So one of the conveners, Oliver Baka-Vomao, says the group will head to court to appeal the injunction stopping the planned protest. Now, they basically wanted to protest on May 9, 2021, which I think is Sunday. And Mr. Vomao says that the police have no legal grounds for denying them the right to peaceful protest. And he quotes some laws and says they will go back to court. So keep an eye on that particular story. There was an education story I wanted you to bring to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It came up yesterday and it's still there. I think it's the Informer. What page is this?
The one about the release of
Yes,
funds.
the release of the
So
money.
Informer has that one. Release funds for academic activities. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, has appealed to the government to, without delay, release funds to facilitate academic activities, especially in the wake of the third-year SHS students' reopening. The CHAS National President, Alhaji Yakub Ahmad bin Abubakar, making the appeal, called on the Ghana Education Service and the Ministry to expedite action towards the release of funds for academic work to go on smoothly. You know, it's like tying your legs and asking you to run 100 meters.
It's serious.
And this is what the headmasters are faced with. Headmasters, headmistresses, managing the schools, boarding houses. All they have is the amount that's been given to them for feeding.
Yeah.
And guess what? They are using prepaid electricity meters now.
So it means the power can go
Out of the money that some of them are supposed to use for the feeding, they use the same money to buy power. They use the same money for administrative expenses. They use, I mean, there's a lot more work to be done. We thank you for what has been done so far.
But we need more.
But we need more.
You know, this thing started on March 18. We did a report on this, and the CHAS said they were hoping the money is released when the first group had gone. Now that group has come on vacation, another group is coming in. So it's something we need to put pressure to release the money.
With that money, I mean, how are they going to do it?
It's serious.
Even keep it, Bernard. You need to go. I mean, Preset, you are fortunate because you have an active old
Alumni,
students
yes.
body with a global president being specialized.
Big man, Charlie.
You know, but
They did
not
shape
every
last week.
SHS has that kind of, you know.
Oh, support.
Yeah.
But even we had an issue because of the story yesterday that in one of the houses, the Form 3s coming were more than the Form 1 Go track that was going home. So they needed at least 20-something more spaces. So even there we have challenges. Now, since you're on SHS, let me give you one
Yes,
quick one.
okay.
This one is serious. Eastern Region student whipped 25 times at St. Stephen's SHS despite law against it. So
With what? It was whipped with
Keteku.
what? Eh?
Keteku.
Enfia and now Demre.
The proper one, the strong stick. There's even a
Enfia.
photo. A teacher in Stephen Senior
not
High
easy.
School in Achim Esiakwa near Chebi in the Eastern Region has given a male student 25 strokes of cane for assaulting another student. Now a leaked video captured the teacher identified only as Amable whipping the student who was only wearing shorts and lying in a push-up position in the open while other students were watching. Now the senior housemaster reportedly flogged the student for assaulting another student at the boarding house, which led to the hospitalization of the student. So this is the senior housemaster. Now the punishment adopted by the senior housemaster has however sparked uproar, considering the corporal punishment has been banned in schools by GES.
Oh, so they don't whip students anymore.
Actually, no,
don't.
I think what I'm told is that
Yeah.
only the head teacher can
Whip.
according to
Obey advantage.
Charlie, and this is the senior housemaster.
Like in
So
discretion.
there's an issue. I don't know. So it's something we keep an eye because what I'm told is that
Oh, then the schools will be boring. Oh.
This
Lashes.
thing, you see,
Without lashes, pa.
and a lot of
No, they
teachers
said
will
it.
tell you that they feel like their hands are tied when it comes to discipline because they're
Yeah.
restricted a lot, but it's a big
Yes,
conversation.
they should allow lashing. No.
well, what I'm told is that the head teacher has to be the one to administer it, or has
You
to
mean
be.
to administer the lashing.
That's what the last time I interviewed somebody from the GES, I think it's like a year ago, the person
Yeah.
said it has to be done because I think they were saying some teachers were taking it
Going
out of
overboard.
bounds, so they needed like the head teacher himself or something like that to do it. I don't know.
I wish we could revisit this.
I said
actually.
lashing.
And
Yeah.
in regard to that,
That's one cry. Do a lashing us.
But that's why some of you are the way you are. It's not a good thing, Charlie. It's not
some
good.
students are recalcitrant people. Anyway, develop standardized codes, since we're on this subject, develop standardized codes of conduct for public SHSs. This is in the Ghanaian Times. The Institute for Education Studies, or IFEST, has called on the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service to initiate a stakeholder dialogue for a standardized code of conduct for all public senior high schools in the country. The same call has been made by the Africa Education Watch, which described the situation as a manifestation of the existing amorphous governance arrangement between GES and public SHSs, especially mission schools, where schools are at liberty to develop their own rules. Now, these were issued in press statements on Wednesday in the wake of recent pockets of religious challenges on some SHS campuses, including the admission issue of 2 Rastafarians at the Achimota SHS and the Wesley Girls SHS Muslim students fasting saga.
Okay. Kukui,
Yes.
the Minister for Lands is disbanding unauthorized anti-galamsey task forces. I find that quite interesting. So, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Abu Jinapo, has issued a strong warning to unauthorized persons and groups parading themselves as security officials deployed to help the government's anti-galamsey effort. He said they've been disbanded and must cease operations with immediate effect. In a statement addressing the issue, the minister said the government's ongoing security operation to fight illegal small-scale mining, dubbed Operation HALT, is being conducted under the instruction of the president and being overseen by the Minister of National Security, noting that other groups claiming to be part of the operation must desist from making such claims. Now, he says it's come to their attention that certain unauthorized task forces and security operatives have taken advantage of the ongoing operation to harass small-scale miners across the country. The operations of all such unauthorized task forces should cease. What I would have loved him to do was to tell us how we can identify the genuine people, so that if you see anybody who's not doing this or that, then you can say they are unauthorized. Because this is in relation to the Eastern region. They caught some people doing.
Bernard, I think it's simple. Let's go back to what Otunfor is saying. That involve the chiefs in your effort to stop Galamsey.
The ones who are not doing Galamsey.
No. Whether they are doing or not, chieftaincy governance is not one person. You may be the chief, but you have other lieutenants. What I'm saying is that if the chief of the community knows that person A is the assigned task force, you understand, and the procedure is that if you go to every community, you have to report to the chief. Something that needs inspection.
No, certainly the locals have to get involved. That's you're right. I just feel that there should be more clarity on who is doing the work. Because if you say they should be disbanded, we don't know who is who. Because the guys who were caught yesterday, they were all wearing military uniform, and there were 19 of them.
But they actually are imposters. I mean, they are impersonating. In fact, I think that they should be. They were wearing military uniform.
Yes.
First of all, they should be taken to Burma camp so that they deal with them for 1 month before they bring, because they want to be soldiers. So let's deal with them the way they deal with soldiers when they are caught.
It's possible some are soldiers.
It could be. They have to be investigated.
So that even underscores the point. They should deal with. You see, when they rush them to court quickly, they will rest too much. They should be punished properly. So why do you do that?
It's a serious matter.
Like somebody who went to steal COVID whatever vaccines. Yeah. I mean, so antisocial. You don't even want. Why? At times you hear some, I want to die.
Speaking of these operatives, 14 national security operatives arrested for Galamsey have been transferred to Accra. 14 of them were arrested by the Eastern Regional Police Command, Bernard, as you said. They've been transferred to police headquarters for further interrogation. The suspects, who were dressed in military uniform, were transported in an armored car. The acting PRO of the command, Sergeant Francis Gomado, who confirmed the story to Ghanaian Times, said the suspects who allegedly engaged in illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, have been transferred. They were part of the 19, so 14 of those people have now been transferred to Accra.
Let me end with this. 4 charged for violating restrictions on public gatherings at Christ Embassy Pneumatica Night. Now, this is myjournalline.com. 3 members of the Christ Embassy Church have been slapped with charges for breaching COVID protocols during a recent church service. The charges leveled against them include failure to comply with restrictions imposed contrary to Regulation 4 of the instrument, number 16. And then there's also a 4th person who manages the Fantasy Dome is also facing charges. And the manager of the Dome, on May 2, images and videos of the all-night service dubbed Pneumatica Night held at Fantasy Dome went viral on social media. The event received serious backlash from many people who condemned the gross disregard for COVID protocols. Now, following this, GMA called for arrest and prosecution of the leaders. Now, joint news sources revealed that police CID has since completed investigations into the incident and decided to press charges. And we are told that 4 people who faced, their names are not mentioned, but we are told 3 from the church and 1 managing the Dome.
One quick thing, Bernard, just to remind people that there will be disruptions to vehicular traffic on the N4 this weekend. This is so that...
Which one is the N4?
The N4, so that's Tetekwashi, Koforidua.
Okay,
so
the main
Medina,
Liberation Road that goes... What's happening there?
There's going to be some work undertaken by Gridco. They're stringing transmission lines across the N4.
And so this is when? May 9th?
The 8th and 9th, tomorrow and Sunday.
We are going to Cedar Mountain.
Charlie?
Yeah. And it's on that road.
No, this is Tetekwashi to Adenta.
Yeah, but Cedar Mountain.
Oh, that's East Legon.
No, the new Cedar Mountain.
East Legon.
No, Shashi.
Yeah, East Legon.
So on the main road, there may be
Is it actually not on the main? Anyway, we'll be there.
But we are going to Pastor
We went to Eburi, Bernard.
Yeah, what's happening there?
I mean, it took us... I was shocked when we got to Eburi.
Why, it was too quick?
It was so quick.
Because of Zongo Junction.
That's what I'm saying.
Because of Zongo Junction.
Thank you to Henry Quarty.
I'm telling you, Zongo Junction can leave you 10 minutes. But since I think 1 month.
I mean, going coming
Smooth.
free.
And you see some-
In fact, I even wanted to park there and enjoy life.
The soldiers would have come for you. Police will catch you. Thank you. That was the newspaper review. We have City Business News next. The City Business Edition is also coming your way. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.